Welcome to this presentation to learn all about a signature program that I offer called Metabolic Balance. It's a 12-week program designed to reset your body, your energy, and your metabolism. And while food is such a big focus of this program, we do also look at all the other aspects of your life, which are so important, like exercise, like sleep, like stress management, habit forming, and others as well. So, this program is for you if you find yourself wondering what you should eat for your body. Maybe your body is changing and what used to work just isn't working anymore. If you feel stuck and you want to break out of constant yo yo dieting or calorie counting, or you just want to improve your health markers and energy levels and feel healthier as you age. So, my name is Leah Gomez Lowe. I'm a clinical nutritionist and a metabolic balance coach, as well as a yoga instructor, a mom of two, and an owner of a holistic tea business. I'm so happy you're here, and I'm really looking forward to being a part of your wellness journey. Let's dive in. The first thing that we're going to cover in this presentation is what is metabolic balance, the science behind the program, how and why it works, what's included in the 12-week program, and what you can expect to achieve. What will the results and your outcome be? And what is the commitment and cost associated with the program? So let's get started with the foundation of the program, what it is. Metabolic balance was developed over 25 years ago by Dr. Wolf Funfack in Germany, and the program was originally designed to heal inflammation and help reverse metabolic syndrome in his patients, which also resulted in achieving optimal body weight. The program was designed by studying the chemistry of one's individual lab values and the chemistry of food, and then using food as the prescription. Metabolic Balance is an innovative, all natural nutrition program. It brings balance to your hormones, optimizes your health, and leads to a new, invigorating lifestyle, resulting in successful long term weight management. The best thing is that it's 100% natural. There's no prescribed injections, pills, shakes, or proprietary foods, nor, as with some diets, are you required to keep points or count calories. The foundation of the program is Metabolic Balance's unique capability to develop a truly personalized nutrition plan based on a look and analysis of your blood values, your medical history, and your personal likes and dislikes. So, your personalized nutrition plan acts as your roadmap, indicating exactly which foods that you should eat in order to orchestrate the biochemical changes needed for reaching your desirable weight and health. Some of the outcomes that you can expect from the program are weight loss and improved energy, hormonal balance, improved immune function, potential reduction or elimination for the need of any medication you might be taking for high blood pressure, cholesterol, or type 2 diabetes, better sleep, improved moods, reduced allergies and intolerances, also benefits for sufferers of PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, type 2 diabetes, or metabolic syndrome. And this program also has the highest success rate for lifelong health benefits and weight management as well. So, how metabolic balance works is the foundation is the 8 daily rules, or habits as I like to call them. After you go for blood work, and then get your blood values, you will receive your personalized meal plan based on your values. In conjunction with your plan, there are 8 simple daily rules to follow. Rule number 1 is to eat 3 really well balanced meals per day. The hormone we're focusing on regulating the most is your insulin. So we're trying to keep your insulin as low as possible throughout the day. We want to give your digestive system a break. We want stable blood sugar. That can all be achieved by having a break between your meals. And rule number 2 is that break of 5 hours between your meals. So anywhere between 4 to 6 hours is what I suggest. As long as we're getting our 3 really well balanced meals throughout the day, really we're going to try to cut out snacking, which isn't a problem when you're eating 3 meals a day that have all the nutrients you need. You shouldn't be hungry within those 4 to 6 hours if your blood sugar is balanced, which we'll work on here. Rule number 3 is ensuring that a meal doesn't exceed more than an hour. This is for the grazers out there, or say you're working at your desk and you might just, be eating continually. You're not really keeping track. So this will ensure that your insulin levels will stay lower when you have those breaks between your meals. And rule number 4 is to begin each meal with a bite or two of protein. The protein entering your digestive system first releases a hormone called glucagon, which slows down the release of insulin. Insulin is the hormone we're trying to keep lower. Everything comes back to managing that insulin because too much insulin promotes fat storage, while the inverse is glucagon, which promotes fat loss. Rule number 5 is 1 protein per meal and 3 different proteins per day. For example, eggs for breakfast, chicken for lunch, fish for dinner. Having a variety of proteins throughout the day maximizes the amino acid profile, which helps support hormone production, which can be very important. And rule number 6 is to not eat after 9 p.m. if possible. Obviously, if you work shift work, we can work around this, so we can chat about that. Number 7 is drink your prescribed water amount. This is very important. Water plays such a big role in the health of the body. And if weight loss is a goal here for you, a large part of weight loss happens through urine. So you need lots of water to make that happen. Soda water and herbal teas are okay here as well. And the final rule, number 8, is an apple a day. Very simple. Include an apple after one of your meals. It's a power-packed multivitamin. It also lowers your uric acid. It provides plenty of fiber for better elimination. There's just so many benefits to the daily apple. So let's get a little bit more into insulin, the master hormone, and why we're so focused on it for health and for weight loss. Elevated insulin is the fat storage hormone. So when we're eating food, our macronutrients are broken down into carbs, protein, and fat. Carbs have a heavy impact on insulin spikes, and protein and fat have a minimal effect. So when the insulin levels are elevated for most of the day, like if you're snacking throughout the day, eating every couple hours, or if you're eating carb-heavy meals, your cholesterol levels, triglyceride levels, adrenaline, and cortisol are all going to be higher. And when insulin levels are constantly elevated, our melatonin levels go down, which is our sleeping hormone. Our DHEA, which is responsible for building all other hormones, goes down. Our human growth hormone goes down, and our fat breakdown is harder to achieve, which is why it's so important to manage our insulin response and one of the main focuses of this program. To break it down a little further and show you a visual, this graph shows someone that eats many small meals per day. So you can see that spike go multiple times. Every time we eat, it'll have some impact on our insulin. So you can see in the chart when it dips down and it's darker, the darker blue, that's when our body is in fat burning mode. There's not many opportunities here because it's not going down too much because this individual keeps eating. Whereas if you look at this chart here, this individual has 3 balanced meals each day with a significant break between. During that time, there's absolutely no insulin between those meals, and there's much more opportunity for fat loss during these big dips. It's kind of like small daily intermittent fasting where we're giving our digestive system a break in between the meals, and we're keeping insulin levels as low as possible throughout the day. So we've gone over the daily rules or habits, and we've learned all about the master hormone insulin. And now we're going to go and review the 4 phases of the program and the roadmap of what that looks like. So phase 1 will be the prep phase. It'll last for 2 days. Phase 2 is the strict phase, which will last 14 days. So phase 1 and 2 together, that's the detox phase, 16 days in total. Phase 3 is the relaxed phase. It can last weeks up to months until your goal is achieved. And then phase 4 is the maintenance phase. And that is what you will remain in for the rest of your life. Phase one is the 2-day cleanse, and it's very gentle. It's a mild cleanse. We take some magnesium citrate in the morning, which draws water into the bowels, and it'll clear out the intestines with bowel movements throughout the day. You'll have some protein and fruit for breakfast, and then lots of veggies for lunch and dinner. It's a very gentle cleanse, and you're still eating 3 times a day. You're drinking lots of water, and you get to bed early. This is just for 2 days, and this kind of sets the tone and the stage for the rest of the program. Phase two is where you eat the foods that are laid out for you in your individual plan that you receive after blood work has been done. And I'll go through a sample plan with you in a moment so you can see what it looks like. This plan can be so effective because every food that's included in your plan has been established based on your individual lab values. You'll follow this plan exactly for 2 weeks. You'll have 3 meals per day. Most people really notice and feel a lot better even just after a few days. Based on past clients, you'll be feeling better after a week on this plan. It's enough motivation to encourage you to continue to see how powerful simple food changes can make in your body. And when your body is getting what it needs, it starts working for you instead of working against you. In total, this phase is 16 days. Like I said, it's the reset period. So only 16 days where things are a little bit more strict. But after these 16 days, we're going to move you into phase three, which is a much more relaxed version of phase two. This is where we bring in oils, weekly treat meals, and a lot more balance. In my opinion, this is where the magic happens. Phase three is where we really develop better, more sustainable nutrition habits. We bring in more freedom and flexibility, and we find ourselves starting to feel more empowered and feeling good and maybe even surprised in how well it's going. So you'll also feel like you're more dedicated to providing your body with what you need, but you don't feel like you're missing out or compromising because you can still bring in old foods occasionally if you still want. Balance is so important. You'll stay in phase three until you reach your desired goal. Keep in mind, your desired goal is not simply a body composition or a weight goal. It is that all encompassing wellness goal. Better energy, mental clarity, focus, better sleep. Everything feels so aligned that you're at a healthy, sustainable body composition for you. Then we'll move you over to phase four, which is the maintenance phase. This is a really important phase. It's where we want to make sure that you can sustain these health goals. In phase four, we'll make sure that you're well equipped to continue on your own after we finish working together. So if you ever find yourself off balance in the future, which does happen, and it will happen, and it always happens, you have the tools to bring things back into balance. That's the key here. Let's have a look at a sample meal plan. This is just an idea because, like I said, every meal plan is different depending on your body's individual needs. Again, you'll choose one protein from this list per meal and 3 different proteins throughout the day. You'll also have your carb list, veggies, fruits, breads, etc. These vegetables are selected based on what is going on in your body, deficiencies, imbalances, inflammation, that kind of thing. This tells you exactly what to eat for those first couple weeks. You will always have your staples. Then, when we move into phase three and broaden your foods, you will still continue to stick to this list for a couple weeks, and that helps your body orchestrate that biochemical change. And here's an example of what your meal boxes will look like. They're all completely interchangeable, and I'll go through this with you on your individual plan. It's very easy and user-friendly, and you can pick your 3 favorite proteins, and then you can mix and match based on that. So you basically just plug in from the previous list into this. So for example, you can do a breakfast from suggestion 1, a lunch from suggestion 2, and then a dinner from suggestion 3. You can really mix and match. You'll also notice amounts here. So in the first couple of weeks, you will be weighing out your portions, but it's not in an effort to restrict at all. It's mainly to make sure that you're getting enough for your body, especially with protein, based on your goals and your lifestyle. Very often, women are not eating enough protein. And once you get a sense of the amounts, you won't need to measure anymore. It's just used as a guide at the beginning until you feel comfortable with amounts. So let's get into a couple regular questions that I get with this plan. The plan, what is metabolic balance's success rate and what classifies a successful weight loss plan? So the plan was originally designed to help people with metabolic issues. It's focused on the root cause of so many metabolic issues by balancing blood sugar, reducing blood sugar, and supporting hormonal balance. When we focus on these things, you feel amazing and you're achieving all your optimal healthy body weight. Metabolic balance does have the highest success rate. We're in over 35 countries, and the rate of success ranges from 60 to 80% globally, which is the highest success rate. And a successful plan means that you can get to your goal weight and sustain that for 2 years. So, what is the expected weight loss? Many people like to know. You will always have more rapid weight loss in the beginning, in those first 16 days. Everybody will experience it a little differently, but can expect anywhere from 5 to 8% of your total body weight during your 16-day reset period, which is the more rapid weight loss. And then anywhere from 1 to 2% of your total weight per week past that. So, an example, if the starting weight is 180 pounds, that's about 9 to 14 pounds during the reset phase, and then roughly 1.5 to 3.5 pounds per week after that. It is normal for the weight to sometimes plateau, but we're also using other metrics to measure your progress. And if you prefer not to use a scale, please let me know. I've had clients that do this and they still have so much success in reaching their health goals. There's so many other metrics that we can use to track your health improvements. Here are a couple case studies. This one's after 14 weeks. She was down 30 pounds and about 8.5 inches, but more importantly, she had better digestion, fewer cravings, balanced blood sugar, more energy. She was sleeping better, was feeling more confident, and all of these results were achieved without adding in any exercise. Although we will talk about exercise, this was just strictly on the plan. One more here, she was down 22 pounds, experienced less bloating, fewer PMS symptoms, and more balanced periods, which was her main concern, and moods as well. She really created lasting habits after years of yo-yo dieting and lowered her inflammation levels as well, which we saw in her blood markers, which was pretty incredible. So let's go through the program and what it will look like week to week if you were to sign up. I'm so excited to share this with you. It's a 12-week transformation course with myself holding your hand along the way and weekly modules as well. So to start, you will receive an email with a consent form as well as a welcome video outlining how to get started. You'll fill out your personal profile, medical history, your likes and your dislikes with food. And then from there, you'll receive your blood requisition form and book a blood draw appointment through a Life Labs near you or a different lab if you're in another province than Ontario. And I'll get your results in a couple days. There's a few items that you need to have on hand before you begin, so we'll go over that in a prep course, as well as establishing your why. Why are you embarking on this journey? Why is this so important to you? What will you achieve by accomplishing these goals? This is a really important step that we will not skip and creates a lot more success in the program, to be honest. After the prep course is complete and I've received your plan, you'll get everything you need to get started. You'll get your plan, your getting started guide, a recipe book for inspiration, and a workbook that will walk you through the entire 12-week program. And now you can start the program. You start the 12-week program on day 1 of your plan. You'll have everything you need in advance. There will also be a pillars of health review. So the 4 pillars of health that you'll hear me talk about a lot are nutrition, exercise, sleep, and stress management. Something that we will keep coming back to. And this will get you a good idea of where you're starting from. And it's a good metric to check in if you decide to not use a scale as well. Or even if you are using a scale, we'll still check in with this metric. Every week, you'll get a new module sent to you. Week 2, day 8, is a mindset module. This is such a valuable module. We have brought in an incredible success coach named Haley Patry, and she'll dive into all things mindset work so that you have all the added accountability tools to help you stay on track. Week 3 is phase 3, where we bring in the oils, the condiments, more foods and treat meals. So we're really going to dive into phase 3 and how we bring in a lot more freedom and flexibility into this phase. Week 4 is the exercise pillar. So we'll talk a lot about where you're starting at with exercise. This module has everything you need for exercise options, tools, apps, everything you need to map out your exercise plan. Week 5 will be the sleep pillar. Sleep is such an important, vital pillar of health. It's also so often overlooked, but it's one of the main focuses to ensure we're getting enough deep rest, which is when the body heals and detoxifies. So we will talk about sleep hygiene routines as well as additional sleep aids if needed. Week number 6 is all about time management and habit building. In order to be effective, we need to be efficient. In order to have success, we need to be organized. This is a great lesson with worksheets to help with your organizational skills. Most people find that at week 6, it's the turning point where you might feel that it's becoming more of a habit and you just don't have to think about it as much. So it's pretty magical. Week 7 is the stress pillar. We need to minimize the stress in our life as much as possible and have coping mechanisms in place for when life gets overwhelming and stressful. This is a very valuable pillar with actionable steps on how to help you and your stress levels. Week 8, we have some fun in the kitchen, cooking class, and learning how to source new recipes. Week 9 is probably one of my favorites. This is where we review your health pillars. This is where people are wildly surprised just over 2 months into the plan, and it's amazing to review. Week 10 is all about non-scale victories, NSVs. Week 11 is the maintenance phase. You may or may not be at your goal yet, depending on what your goal is, but you will have this plan to come back to, and we'll talk about key things in maintenance that you'll always have so you can sustain and maintain this long term. Week 12 is our conclusion together and your beginning. It is such a powerful end to the 12-week course, and it reminds you that you have access to this for the rest of your life. This entire week 12 program is designed to help you feel empowered and feel confident that you can sustain it throughout your life. So, to round things out, what does this program fully include and what is the cost associated? So it includes blood work, a complete custom nutrition plan that's individual to your blood work, a bioelectrical impedance scale, and that's something we'll use for checking in, access to Metabolic Balance recipe book, as well as a very helpful Facebook support group, 12 weeks of personalized coaching with me, 4 one-on-one calls with me throughout the program, weekly check-ins with me via email, text, or messenger, whatever works for you, and no additional costs. This is a plan that you will have for the rest of your life, and you can, like I said, keep coming back to it. This is all for $12.99, and that is everything. So if you're interested, if you feel like you want to learn a little bit more about this program, feel free to send me an email, leah@fullbloomhealth.ca, or I'll have a link in the description to set up a free call if you want to chat a little bit more. And thank you so much for taking this time out of your day to watch this. I truly can't wait for this experience for you. I can't wait to be a part of your wellness journey and for you to experience what this program is all about. It can be truly life-changing and it can be so rewarding. So I really look forward to chatting with you some more and potentially working together soon. Thanks so much.